Oldest R&B stars who are over 80 to 100 years old, 2025. Did you know that some of the most iconic R&B stars are still going strong well into their 80s and 90s? These living legends have not only survived decades of changing music trends, but they've also remained at the forefront of the industry, continuing to influence and inspire. From the genius of Berry Gordy, who built Motown into a cultural powerhouse, to the timeless voices of Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson, their impact is undeniable. Who's your favorite R&B legend that's still rocking the world? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and join us in celebrating Black excellence. Diana Ross. Diana Ross, born on July 4, 1944 in Detroit, Michigan, is a renowned American singer, actress, and music producer whose career has spanned more than 6 decades. Ross's journey began with the Supremes, Motown's most successful female group of the 1960s. As the lead singer, Ross helped the group achieve international fame with an astounding 12 #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, including classics like Baby Love and Stop in the Name of Love. The Supremes became the best-selling female group in history, and Ross's star power was undeniable. After leaving the Supremes in 1970, Ross embarked on a remarkable solo career, further solidifying her status as an icon. Her debut solo album, Diana Ross, 1970, featured the iconic hit Ain't No Mountain High Enough, which became her first #1 song as a solo artist. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Ross released multiple successful albums, including Touch Me in the Morning and Lady Sings the Blues, the latter of which earned her a Golden Globe for her portrayal of Billie Holiday, making her the first African-American actress to receive an Oscar nomination for a debut film performance. Beyond her musical achievements, Ross made a significant mark in the acting world, starring in films like The Wiz and Mahogany, cementing her place in both the music and film industries. Even in her 80s, Diana Ross continues to captivate audiences with her distinctive voice and unmatched stage presence. In 2022, she was nominated for a Grammy Award for her album Thank You, and in 2023, she toured the United States with the Music Legacy Tour, celebrating her greatest hits. Ross's legacy continues to inspire generations of artists and fans alike. Patti LaBelle. Born on May 24, 1944. Patti LaBelle is an American singer, actress, and entrepreneur, widely known as the godmother of soul. LaBelle's musical journey began at a young age when she won a talent competition at 16, eventually forming her first group, the Ordettes, which later became known as LaBelle. In the 1970s, the group released the groundbreaking hit Lady Marmalade, which became an anthem and reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. This success propelled LaBelle to become a solo star in the 1980s. LaBelle's solo career flourished with hits like If Only You Knew, New Attitude, and Stir It Up. She quickly gained recognition for her powerful voice and dynamic stage presence, becoming a household name. In 1992, she won her first Grammy Award for the album Burnin', which featured the song Somebody Loves You Baby, You Know Who It Is. She later won a second Grammy for her live album One Night Only. Beyond her singing career, LaBelle ventured into acting, appearing in films like A Soldier's Story and TV shows such as A Different World and American Horror Story Freak Show. She also became a successful entrepreneur, launching her own line of cooking products, including the wildly popular Patty's Sweet Potato Pie, which created a viral sensation when Walmart sold one pie every second for 72 hours. Even at 80, LaBelle remains a powerful force in the music industry. In 2024, she celebrated her birthday by announcing her new album 80 or 65, a celebration of her 80 years of life and 65 years in music. Patti LaBelle's influence on R&B and soul music is undeniable, and her career continues to inspire new generations. Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight, born on May 28, 1944 in Atlanta, Georgia, is an American singer-songwriter and actress often referred to as the Empress of Soul. Knight's career began at a young age in church, where she was influenced by gospel music. In the early 1960s, she formed the group Gladys Knight and the Pips, which included her brother and cousins. The group's breakthrough came with the 1967 hit I Heard It Through the Grapevine, followed by the classic Midnight Train to Georgia in 1973, which became one of her signature songs. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Knight and the Pips released numerous hits, earning Grammy Awards and becoming a staple of soul music. Their songs were known for their emotional depth and Knight's powerful, expressive vocals, which quickly became her trademark. Knight's solo career took off in the 1980s with hits like Love Overboard and That's What Friends Are. For the latter, a collaboration with Dionne Warwick, Elton John, and Stevie Wonder that won a Grammy Award. In addition to her music career, Knight has appeared in several television shows and films, including guest spots on The Jeffersons and A Different World. In 2005, Knight was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Gladys Knight and the Pips. Despite announcing her farewell tour in 2009, she continued to perform, including performances in 2015, 2017, and beyond. In 2024, Knight received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, recognizing her decades-long impact on the music industry. Even at 80, she continues to perform and remains one of the most influential figures in soul music. Eddie Levert. Eddie Levert, born on June 16, 1942, in Bessemer, Alabama, is an American R&B singer best known as the lead vocalist of the iconic group The O'Jays. Levert's musical journey began in high school when he joined a gospel group. In the early 1960s, he formed a group called The Triumphs, which later evolved into The O'Jays. The group achieved major success with hits like Love Train, For the Love of Money, and Backstabbers. With Levert's smooth, soulful voice at the forefront, the O'Jays became one of the most influential groups in R&B, earning numerous gold and platinum albums and Grammy nominations. As a solo artist, Levert released several albums including Something to Talk About 2007, I Still Have It, 2009, and Did I Make You Go Ooh 2014, all of which received critical acclaim. Despite the ups and downs of the industry, Levert's passion for music remains steadfast. In 2009, the O'Jays received the BET Lifetime Achievement Award, and Levert was honored with the Heroes and Legends Pacesetter Award in 2011. Even at 82, Levert continues to tour and perform with the O'Jays as well as pursue his solo endeavors. His enduring contributions to R&B and soul music continue to solidify his legacy as one of the genre's greatest voices. Carla Thomas. Carla Thomas, born on December 21, 1942, in Memphis, Tennessee, is known as the Queen of Memphis Soul. She was born into a musical family, with her father Rufus Thomas being a renowned entertainer. Carla's career began in the early 1960s when she signed with Stax Records and released her debut single, 'Cause I Love You, which caught the attention of Atlantic Records. Her first major hit, Gee Whiz Look at His Eyes, reached the top 10 on the pop charts, marking the beginning of a successful career. Throughout the 1960s, Thomas continued to release hits including B.A.B.Y., which became a soul classic. She later collaborated with Otis Redding on the album King and Queen, which became a hit. While her career slowed down in the 1970s, Thomas remained active in music, releasing a greatest hits compilation in 1994 and a live album in 2002. She also released a rediscovered 1967 recording, Live at the Bohemian Caverns, in 2007. Despite not regaining the fame of her 1960s peak, Thomas returned to the studio in 2021 to feature on Valerie June's song, Call Me a Fool, which earned a Grammy nomination. Carla Thomas, at 82, continues to be celebrated for her contributions to soul and R&B music, cementing her place in the genre's history. Martha Reeves. Martha Reeves, born on July 18, 1941, in Detroit, Michigan, is an American R&B and pop singer, best known as the lead vocalist of Martha and the Vandellas. Raised on gospel music, Reeves honed her vocal talents in church before embarking on a career in Detroit's vibrant music scene. In 1960, while working as an assistant at Motown's Hitsville, USA, she seized an unexpected opportunity when she filled in as a backup vocalist during a recording session for the Dells. This led to her joining Motown as a solo artist, and soon after she formed Martha and the Vandellas with her sister Lois and her friend Delphine Reeves. Martha and the Vandellas rose to prominence in the 1960s with their iconic hit, Dancing in the Street, which became an anthem of both the civil rights movement and the Motown sound. The group also enjoyed major success with Heatwave Nowhere to Run and Jimmy Mack, all of which became timeless R&B classics. With Martha's powerful voice at the forefront, the group achieved major chart success, becoming one of the most influential acts of the Motown era. The Vandellas' music helped define the Motown sound, blending R&B with pop soul and jazz influences, making them one of the most celebrated female groups of the time. In addition to her musical career, Martha Reeves made a significant impact on her community by serving as a Detroit City Councilwoman from 2005 to 2009, representing the city's 2nd District. Her career took a hiatus for a few years after the Vandellas disbanded, but she continued to perform, releasing solo work and joining her sisters to revive the Vandellas in various forms over the decades. In 2024, Reeves received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and she remains active touring and performing with her group. Martha Reeves, at 83, continues to captivate audiences worldwide with her remarkable vocal talent and legacy as one of the most influential figures in soul music. Ronald Isley. Ronald Isley, born on May 21, 1941 in Cincinnati, Ohio, is an American singer-songwriter and record producer, best known as the lead singer and founding member of the iconic R&B group, the Isley Brothers. Growing up in a family deeply immersed in music, Isley began singing in the church choir at a young age, where he developed his powerful, soulful voice. His musical journey took off when in 1954, he and his brothers formed the Isley Brothers, initially focusing on gospel and doo-wop styles. They soon transitioned to a more contemporary R&B sound, ultimately becoming one of the most influential groups in soul music history. The Isley Brothers achieved major success throughout the 1960s and 1970s with hits like Shout Twist and Shout and It's Your Thing, a track that earned them their first Grammy Award. Ronald Isley's distinctive tenor voice became synonymous with the group's sound, and the brothers became pioneers in blending R&B, funk, and rock. Over the years, the Isley Brothers would experiment with various musical styles, adapting to the times while maintaining their signature sound. In the 1980s, Ronald Isley launched a successful solo career with hits like Say You Love Me and Choosy Lover, which expanded his influence beyond the group. He also became a sought-after collaborator, working with artists like R. Kelly, Tupac Shakur, and UGK. The Isley Brothers' music remained relevant across 6 decades, with songs like Between the Sheets and Footsteps in the Dark becoming R&B classics that still resonate today. Despite the challenges of the industry, including changing lineups and the death of his brothers, Ronald Isley remains the only original member of the Isley Brothers and continues to perform with the group. His voice continues to captivate audiences worldwide, and in 2022, the Isley Brothers released their album Make Me Say It Again Girl, further cementing their legacy as one of R&B's most enduring acts. At 83, Ronald Isley's contributions to soul music are monumental, and he remains an iconic figure in the history of R&B. Otis Williams. Otis Williams, born on October 30, 1941 in Texarkana, Texas, is an American singer-songwriter and record producer, best known as the founding member of The Temptations. Williams' interest in music started at a young age, performing in his church choir and later joining various doo-wop groups in his early teens. His drive to pursue a professional music career led him to form The Temptations in 1960, alongside fellow members Melvin Franklin, Eddie Kendricks, Paul Williams, and Elbridge Al Bryant. Under Williams' leadership, The Temptations became one of the most successful and influential vocal groups in the history of R&B. The Temptations revolutionized soul music with their distinctive harmonies, tight choreography, and ever-evolving sound blending doo-wop, Motown, and psychedelic soul. Williams, with his deep baritone voice, was a key figure in the group's success. The Temptations' hits such as My Girl, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, and Just My Imagination became classics, earning them numerous accolades, including 4 Grammy Awards. Williams's role as the only constant member of The Temptations allowed him to maintain the group's legacy through various lineups, and his leadership ensured their place as pioneers in soul music. Despite personal and professional challenges, including the deaths of key members and changing musical trends, Otis Williams has continued to perform and tour with The Temptations. In 2022, the group celebrated their 60th anniversary with the release of Temptation 60, featuring a collaboration with Motown legend Smokey Robinson. Williams' ability to adapt to changing musical landscapes while retaining the spirit of The Temptations has solidified him as one of the greatest figures in R&B. At 83, Otis Williams continues to lead The Temptations, keeping their legacy alive and inspiring new generations of music lovers. Aaron Neville. Aaron Neville, born on January 24, 1941, in New Orleans, Louisiana, is an American R&B and soul singer renowned for his distinctively high and emotive voice. Raised in the culturally rich and musically influential environment of New Orleans, Neville was exposed to gospel, jazz, and blues at a young age. He became known for his solo work, as well as his collaborations with the Neville Brothers, a family group that earned legendary status in the world of New Orleans music. Neville's career took off in 1967 with the release of his breakthrough single, Tell It Like It Is, which became a massive hit, topping the R&B charts for 5 weeks and reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song's success marked Neville as one of the leading voices in soul and R&B music. Over the next few decades, Neville's career blossomed with additional hits such as Don't Know Much, a duet with Linda Ronstadt, which earned them a Grammy Award. His collaboration with Ronstadt on the album Cry Like a Rainstorm, Howl Like the Wind. 1989 became one of his most commercially successful projects, and Neville went on to release several solo albums throughout the 1990s and 2000s. In addition to his soul and R&B music, Neville expanded into country music with his Grammy-winning duet with Trisha Yearwood on I Fall to Pieces. His ability to cross musical genres is a testament to his versatility and unique vocal style. Neville's music has also appeared in numerous television shows, films, and major events, making him a ubiquitous presence in American culture. In 2021, at age 80, Neville announced his retirement from touring, a decision that was met with heartfelt tributes from fans and fellow musicians. Despite this, his legacy remains strong, and he continues to be celebrated for his contributions to music. With a career spanning over 5 decades, Aaron Neville's influence on R&B, soul, and beyond is undeniable. At 84, he remains a cherished figure in the world of music, admired for his distinctive voice and his enduring impact on the genre. Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick, born on December 12, 1940, in East Orange, New Jersey, is an American singer, actress, and television host recognized as one of the most successful vocalists of the 1960s and 1970s. Warwick's career skyrocketed after she was discovered by the legendary songwriting duo Burt Bacharach and Hal David. Her unique voice, coupled with Bacharach's sophisticated melodies, resulted in a string of hits that shaped the sound of the era. Warwick's first major success came with Walk On By in 1964, followed by a series of chart-topping songs such as I Say a Little Prayer, Do You Know the Way to San Jose and Alfie. These songs, all written by Bacharach and David, became iconic anthems, with Warwick becoming known for her smooth, emotive voice and impeccable phrasing. Throughout her career, Warwick amassed over 80 charted hits in the United States alone, earning her recognition as one of the best-selling music artists of all time. She became known for her work in both pop and R&B, blending the genres with an undeniable elegance. Her contributions to music were also reflected in her numerous Grammy Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award and her induction into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Beyond her musical career, Warwick ventured into acting, making television appearances, and hosting her own talk show. She also became an outspoken advocate for various charitable causes, including HIV/AIDS awareness and civil rights. Warwick's career continued to thrive in the 1980s and beyond, with successful collaborations and new projects, such as her 2011 album, Only Trust Your Heart. In 2019, she was awarded the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, acknowledging her decades-long impact on the music industry. At 84, Dionne Warwick remains one of the most influential figures in pop and soul music, continuing to tour and perform while mentoring a new generation of artists. Her legendary status is solidified not only through her music but also through her cultural and social contributions. Fred Cash. Fred Cash, born on October 8, 1940 in Chicago, Illinois, is a celebrated American soul singer best known for his long tenure with the Impressions, one of the most influential R&B groups of all time. Cash's musical journey began in the late 1950s when he first joined the group The Roosters, which eventually evolved into The Impressions. As one of the key members alongside Curtis Mayfield, Sam Gooden, and Jerry Butler, Cash helped shape the sound of R&B with the group's innovative blend of gospel, blues, and soul. The Impressions were one of the most politically and socially aware groups of their era, using their platform to address issues such as civil rights, poverty, and the struggles of African Americans in their music. The Impressions achieved monumental success in the 1960s, with hits like People Get Ready, Keep on Pushing, and We're a Winner, all of which became anthems of hope and perseverance. These songs, powered by Cash's smooth and harmonically rich vocals, are considered some of the greatest in R&B history. Cash's vocal harmonies were integral to the group's distinctive sound, which set them apart from other acts of the time. In recognition of his contributions to soul music, Cash and the Impressions were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991. In addition to his work with the group, Fred Cash was part of several collaborations and had a notable impact on the development of soul music throughout the decades. Even after the group's heyday, Cash remained active in music touring with the Impressions and performing live for fans around the world. At 84, Fred Cash continues to enjoy the recognition and respect of being a pioneer in the world of soul and R&B music. His enduring legacy as a member of the Impressions solidifies him as one of the great vocalists of his time, and his influence is still felt in the industry today. Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson, born on February 19, 1940 in Detroit, Michigan, is an American singer-songwriter, record producer, and former record executive widely regarded as one of the greatest voices in the history of R&B and soul music. Robinson's musical journey began in the late 1950s when he formed the group The Miracles. As the lead vocalist and primary songwriter, Robinson's smooth tenor voice and poetic lyrics helped define the Motown sound. The Miracles' breakthrough came with the release of their 1959 hit, Shop Around, which became Motown's first million-selling hit. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Robinson and the Miracles released an array of timeless hits, including You Really Got a Hold on Me, I Second That Emotion, and The Tears of a Clown. Robinson's role as a key figure at Motown Records, where he served as vice president, was instrumental in shaping the careers of legendary artists like Mary Wells, The Temptations, and Marvin Gaye. His songwriting talents were unparalleled, crafting some of the most memorable songs in pop and soul music history. In 1972, Robinson left the Miracles to focus on his solo career, where he continued to produce chart-topping hits such as Cruisin', Being With You, and Just to See Her. Robinson's ability to evolve with the times while maintaining his distinct sound has kept him relevant in the music industry for decades. He has earned numerous accolades, including Grammy Awards, and has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Robinson's influence extends beyond music as he remains a prominent figure in American pop culture. In 2023, he announced the release of his first album in nearly a decade, GMS Candy Stone, further proving his staying power as one of the genre's most beloved icons. At 85, Smokey Robinson continues to inspire and captivate audiences, ensuring that his legacy will endure for generations to come. Candy Staton. Candy Staton, born on March 13, 1940 in Huntsville, Alabama, is an American singer and songwriter known for her contributions to the genres of soul, gospel, and disco. Staton's musical career began in the late 1950s, when she joined the church choir and later became involved in the gospel music scene. She first achieved prominence in the 1960s as a gospel singer, releasing her debut album, Stand By Your Man, 1968, which featured a standout cover of the song, Stand By Your Man. This song, originally made famous by Tammy Wynette, became Statton's most well-known hit and catapulted her into the mainstream. Statton's success continued into the 1970s when she transitioned to soul and disco music. She released a series of successful albums with hits like Young Hearts Run Free, which became an anthem of empowerment and self-determination. Her powerful voice and ability to blend the gospel roots with contemporary R&B and disco made her one of the leading female voices in the soul music scene during the 1970s. Statton's music became particularly popular in Europe, where she experienced great success with her 1976 disco hit, You Got the Love, a track that would later be reimagined by The Source, featuring Candy Staton in the 1990s, becoming a global club classic. In the 1980s, Staton returned to her gospel roots, founding Bara Ministries and releasing a series of gospel albums. Despite stepping away from mainstream secular music, she remained active and influential in the gospel music scene. Statton's contributions to both soul and gospel music were recognized in 2017 when she was inducted into the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. At 85, Candy Staton remains an iconic figure in soul and gospel music. Her enduring impact on both genres and her voice, which transcends time, continues to influence new generations of artists. Staton's career, which spans more than 6 decades, is a testament to her resilience, artistry, and the timeless power of her music. Jerry Butler Jr. Jerry Butler Jr., born December 8, 1939 in Sunflower, Mississippi, is an American soul singer, songwriter, producer, and politician. Widely known for his deep, soulful voice and his contributions to both gospel and secular music, Butler's career began in the late 1950s when he became a founding member of the Impressions, one of the most influential R&B groups of the era. With the group, Butler helped shape the sound of soul music, contributing to hits like For Your Precious Love and Gypsy Woman, which cemented the group's place in the history of American soul music. His departure from the Impressions in 1960 marked the beginning of his highly successful solo career. Butler's solo career took off with his 1960 hit single He Will Break Your Heart, which became a huge success on both the R&B and pop charts. His ability to deliver deeply emotional and tender ballads made him a beloved figure in soul music, and he followed up with hits like Only the Strong Survive, Let It Be Me, and I Stand Accused. Over the course of his solo career, Butler released numerous albums and charted several hits, becoming one of the most prominent R&B singers of the 1960s and 1970s. His smooth baritone voice, paired with his skill as a songwriter and producer, made him a standout figure in soul music. Beyond his music career, Butler became involved in politics, serving as a commissioner on the Cook County Board in Illinois from 1985 to 2018. His tenure focused on improving healthcare infrastructure and public services. Butler's impact on both the music and political spheres reflects his deep commitment to serving his community. At 85, Butler remains an enduring figure in R&B and soul, with a legacy that spans more than 6 decades. His contributions to music and politics have cemented his place as an iconic figure in American culture. Mavis Staples. Mavis Staples, born on July 10, 1939 in Chicago. Illinois, is an American rhythm and blues and gospel singer, as well as a civil rights activist. Best known as the lead vocalist of the Staple Singers, a family gospel and soul group, Mavis's powerful, soulful voice became the hallmark of the group's music, which blended gospel, soul, and folk to create a distinct sound. The Staple Singers, consisting of Mavis, her father Roebuck Pops Staples, and her siblings, became one of the most important acts in both gospel and soul music. The group's music, deeply rooted in faith and activism, played a crucial role in the civil rights movement, with songs like I'll Take You There and Respect Yourself becoming anthems of empowerment. Mavis Staples' career took off in the late 1950s when she and her family first began recording gospel music. But it was their move to Stax Records in the 1960s that would define their sound and solidify their place in music history. Mavis's voice, full of emotion and grit, became synonymous with the group's success. With the release of hits like "If You're Ready," "Come Go With Me," and "Let's Do It Again," the Staple Singers became one of the most successful and beloved groups in American music history. After the Staple Singers disbanded in the late 1970s, Mavis Staples embarked on a successful solo career that spanned decades. Her solo work has included albums that blend gospel, blues, soul, and folk music with collaborations from artists such as Prince, Bob Dylan, and Arcade Fire. Her 2010 album, You Are Not Alone, received critical acclaim and earned her her first Grammy Award as a solo artist. Staples has continued to tour and perform well into her 80s, with her most recent album, We Get By, released in 2019, showing that she remains as powerful a voice in music as ever. A prominent figure in the civil rights movement, Mavis Staples' activism and music have been intertwined, and she remains a symbol of strength, resilience, and the enduring power of gospel and soul music. At 85, Mavis Staples continues to inspire audiences with her soul-stirring voice, unwavering commitment to justice, and her decades-long legacy as one of the greatest voices in American music. Clarence Carter. Clarence Carter, born January 14, 1936 in Montgomery, Alabama, is an American soul and R&B singer-songwriter and musician best known for his deep, gritty voice and his contribution to the Southern soul music scene. Carter's career began in the mid-1950s when he first started recording, but it was in the 1960s that he truly rose to prominence. His early years were marked by a tragic event. Carter was blind from birth, which did not hinder his passion for music. He overcame this challenge with determination and soon became one of the most influential artists of the era. Carter's breakthrough came with the release of his 1968 hit single, Slip Away, which became a major hit on both the R&B and pop charts. His signature sound, an enticing blend of R&B, blues, and soul, was a hit with fans, and he followed up with Patches in 1970, a song that became his most successful single, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earning him a gold disc. Patches marked a significant moment in Carter's career, solidifying his place as one of the leading voices in the genre. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Carter continued to release music that resonated with fans, including hits like Too Weak to Fight and The Feeling Is Right. His distinctive voice and ability to infuse his songs with raw emotion helped him maintain a loyal following, particularly among African-American working-class audiences. While his mainstream popularity waned with the rise of disco, Carter's influence on soul and R&B remained strong. In the 1990s, Carter made a comeback with several successful albums and live performances. He also became a highly respected figure in blues and R&B, touring and performing around the world. Despite the decline in his mainstream chart success, Carter's impact on Southern soul and blues is undeniable. At 89, Clarence Carter continues to be a celebrated figure in soul music, with a legacy that spans over 6 decades and a profound influence on generations of artists who followed in his footsteps. Herb Alpert. Herb Alpert, born March 31, 1935 in Los Angeles, California, is an American trumpeter, bandleader, composer, and record executive widely recognized for his contributions to jazz, pop, and instrumental music. Alpert gained fame as the leader of the band Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass in the 1960s, which created a distinctive fusion of jazz, Latin, and pop music. His ability to blend these genres made him one of the most popular and influential instrumentalists of the time. His band's debut album, The Lonely Bull, became a commercial hit, but it was the release of Whipped Cream and Other Delights in 1965 that turned the group into international stars with its iconic track, A Taste of Honey. Alpert's music is known for its catchy, melodic, brass-driven arrangements, which often carried a light, upbeat feel that appealed to a wide range of listeners. His work with the Tijuana Brass earned him several Grammy Awards and produced numerous hit albums, including Going Places, What Now, My Love, and South of the Border. Alpert's sound transcended genres, bringing instrumental music into the mainstream, and his innovative arrangements set him apart from other artists of his time. Beyond his music career, Alpert co-founded A&M Records in 1962 with Jerry Moss, a label that would go on to sign some of the most successful acts in music history, including the Carpenters' Carole King and Janet Jackson. His contributions to the music industry as a producer and record executive have left a lasting impact on the industry as A&M became one of the most influential independent labels in the world. Alpert's musical endeavors have continued through the decades, including his solo projects such as his 2019 album, Human Nature. He remains one of the best-selling artists of all time, with his total record sales estimated to exceed 72 million. His unique ability to fuse jazz, pop, and Latin influences has made him an enduring figure in American music. At 89, Herb Alpert's legacy as a musician and businessman continues to shape the music industry, and his influence as a creative force remains undeniable. Ruby Nash Garnett. Ruby Nash Garnett, born June 15, 1934 in Akron, Ohio, is an American singer best known as the lead vocalist of the R&B group Ruby and the Romantics. Though she did not start singing professionally until her senior year of high school, Garnett quickly found her place in the music world when she joined the group in 1961. Ruby and the Romantics initially performed as part of a male group known as the Supremes, but they rebranded as Ruby and the Romantics after signing a recording contract with Cap Records. The group found significant success in the early 1960s with their breakout hit, Our Day Will Come, a track that reached #1 on the Billboard R&B charts and became a classic of the era. The song's lush, soulful melody and Garnett's emotional delivery made it an anthem of its time. Ruby and the Romantics continued to chart with songs like My Summer Love and Hey There Lonely Boy, though they were unable to replicate the success of their debut single. After the group disbanded in 1971, Garnett returned to her roots in Akron, where she transitioned into a more private life. Despite stepping away from the limelight, Garnett's contribution to the R&B and soul music scenes is still recognized today. In 1997, Ruby and the Romantics were honored with a Pioneer Award from the Rhythm and Blues Foundation, and in 2007, they were inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. As of 2025, Ruby Nash Garnett remains the last surviving member of Ruby and the Romantics, and her place in R&B history as a pioneering female voice continues to be celebrated. Berry Gordy Jr. Berry Gordy Jr., born November 28, 1929 in Detroit, Michigan, is an American record executive songwriter, producer, and founder of Motown Records, one of the most influential record labels in music history. Gordy's career began in the late 1950s when he first began writing songs with his early successes, including Reet Petite, a hit for Jackie Wilson. However, it was his vision for Motown that would change the course of American music. In 1959, Gordy founded Motown Record Corporation with an initial loan of $800, and through his meticulous attention to detail, he turned the label into a powerhouse of popular music. Motown became home to iconic artists like the Supremes, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, and the Jackson 5. Gordy's ability to craft hits and shape the public images of his artists was unparalleled. He helped create the Motown sound, a mix of soul pop and R&B that transcended race and became universally appealing. His artists produced a staggering array of chart-topping hits, including Stop in the Name of Love by the Supremes, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, and I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. Gordy was not just a producer, he was a visionary. He brought an incredible sense of professionalism and precision to the Motown operation, creating a distinctive brand of pop and R&B that would dominate the charts for decades. He also played a crucial role in shaping the careers of his artists, often working closely with them on everything from songwriting to choreography. In 1988, Gordy was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and in 2016, he was awarded the National Medal of Arts by President Barack Obama. Over his decades-long career, Gordy built Motown into a global brand, cementing his place as one of the most important figures in the music industry. At 95, Berry Gordy's legacy as the architect of Motown and a key figure in shaping American pop and soul music continues to live on. He remains an enduring icon in the history of music, known for his unparalleled contributions to the industry. Dennis Binder. Dennis Binder, born November 18, 1928, is an American rhythm and blues musician and singer-songwriter best known for his song Long Man Blues, which made a lasting impact on the R&B and blues scenes. Raised in a family that loved music, Binder developed his passion for the arts at an early age, teaching himself to play the piano and gaining an understanding of different musical styles. In the late 1940s, he moved to Chicago, a city known for its rich blues and R&B heritage, where he began making a name for himself in the music community. Binder's career initially took shape when he started recording for labels such as Chess Records and later Norman Petty Studios, where he made his 1959 single, She's Something Else. His distinctive sound, which combined elements of blues, R&B, and soul, caught the attention of music lovers, and he became well-respected within the local Chicago music scene. However, it wasn't until the 1960s that Binder transitioned to a more recognizable position in the music world, adding country influences to his blues roots. Throughout his career, Binder worked with various R&B and soul artists, but his most influential work was in the country and western genre, where he found a niche as an artist who could blend genres to create something uniquely his own. He experimented with recording music in multiple genres, including gospel rock and R&B, and eventually started releasing his own records under his label CG Entertainment in the 1990s. Despite not achieving the mainstream fame of some of his contemporaries, Dennis Binder remains a beloved figure in R&B and blues. His work as a pioneer in blending musical genres and his dedication to developing his unique style make him a respected figure among musicians and music lovers alike. At the age of 95, Binder's impact on the music industry continues to be felt, and his legacy stands as a testament to his innovative approach to songwriting and performance. At Legends of Black Excellence, we celebrate the unparalleled contributions of Black artists who have shaped music culture and history. From trailblazers like Berry Gordy, who created the Motown empire, to enduring voices like Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson, these legends continue to inspire generations. Their legacy transcends time, proving that excellence knows no age. Who do you think has had the most lasting influence on the music industry? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories of Black excellence.